Good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's launch of the Big Butterfly Month 2021. So happy to see everybody here. I would request everybody, apart from the speakers, to mute their mics and also switch off their cameras for the time being. In the end, we are going to have an interactive session, and everybody would have a chance to ask questions and put their inputs. So, with that, uh, again, welcome everybody. We're also live on Facebook. You can catch us on the Nature Mates Facebook page or the Big Butterfly Month Facebook page. I'm really happy that we are able to be here together today. All of us, our special guests, our team of researchers, our team of outreach people and community engagement team. Apart from that, everybody who's joined in today, welcome again. Uh, Last year, Big Butterfly Month 2020 was a huge success. We had lots of partners coming in together to do counts, submit data on our chosen portals, do outreach with regional expert level talks, and reach out to as many people as we could. The plan remains the same for this year too. 2021 is going to be bigger and better. Hopefully, we won't have as many corona restrictions as we had last year, and we could actually take the counts and other stuff on the ground, do actual butterfly walks in a bigger way than we could do last year. With that said, today's agenda is basically the journey of the Big Butterfly Month. How it came to be, and after that we are going to discuss the data that has come in and how we have tried to compile in and what is our future outlook with said data. We are also going to lastly discuss the plans for BBM 2021. Big Butterfly Month 2021 is going to be have lots of different aspects to it. Our theme for this year is Habitat for Butterflies. So apart from the old things, there are new exciting things coming up. So we'll give you a lowdown on all of that. But before doing that, I would like to invite Isaac sir. He probably is one person who needs no introduction in a group like this. He is a teacher for many, inspiration for almost everybody who is in the room or watching us live on Facebook. He's been a pioneer in the field of Indian butterflies, and I must say, by all my personal accounts, that he's always been helpful to whoever has approached him with any sort of problem we might face when we are looking for butterflies. And the same way, he has been gracious enough to motivate us, to support us, and help us get Big Butterfly Month 21 to a larger audience. So, Isaac sir, over to you. Thank you for being here. Waiting to hear some good words from you.
Yes,
Sir,
very good evening, friends. Greetings from Mumbai, and I must first of all congratulate the organizers for for this launching of the second Big Butterfly Month. The first one was a great success, and they have they kept to the tradition of getting the next. Usually the people launch with big bang and they do a lot of it fanfare, and then they forget after the next year. But this you have not done, so that is the best part of it actually. You have I think the video has gone. Yeah. So this is what I must tell you, that I'm happy that you have not forgotten what you did in the last year and then you start with something else. You are kept up with the tradition, and back again we are adding more interesting topics to study butterflies, because today of course we have been chasing butterflies, all of us, but I think now we are into more serious business of butterflies, and I'm telling you, butterflies are really something that we have to look very seriously. Just not for, of course, you get pleasure of chasing them, photographing them, and sharing, but that is now we are going much more beyond. And I'll tell you, there's so much of opportunities, for especially I always want to do and encourage and guide youngsters into this field, because this is a butterfly today is a tool for conservation, for research, for career options. I'm telling you the kind of to start with butterfly gardening, actually, and right from, like, even I have a butterfly garden outside my balcony and my porch. When morning I get up having a morning chai, the butterfly, first the sunbirds come and then the butterflies follow, and then it's such a nice thing to see in the morning. I have butterflies flitting around, and now the rains have just really, this last month of the rain in Mumbai, September, and butterflies have started coming, and I see a lot of caterpillars around. So that's what you can get out of the happiness. Happiness is something that is rare, actually. Sometimes you chase happiness in life, but these are little things that make you happy. And I'm telling you, butterflies have given me that happiness. I'm telling you, I can see a lot of people happy about chasing butterflies and sharing butterfly pictures. And that is what is important. And we are a good community. Today, we have got so many butterfly groups, right from Bangladesh, Pakistan, Singapore, Hong Kong, we name it and we have it. More than 30 species, 30 butterfly groups are there. So something that is really happening. And look at the people, and this is where people learn, people exchange, and a lot of things go beyond it. They learn photography also, they learn trekking also in that. So all goes together. So yes, today, butterfly are a tool for conservation, especially like places like in Arunachal Pradesh, in like Zero and all that, where they have started to enrich the habitat. Because we have, we can have, and possibly India is possibly one of the few countries who have so much diversity. And luckily, none of the butterflies have gone extinct, unlike England. So we have so much of diversities, and we have still, it's not too late. But of course, there have been threats, and we have to protect what is left. And enriching the habitats is which we should go about. And maybe you can possibly, especially NGOs and groups, can possibly do projects of enriching butterfly habitats. That's one thing. And of course, you can do your MSCs and PhD. I know a lot of students who I guide sometimes on doing their masters and PhDs. You can do that in butterflies, and it's so wonderful. And if you're studying climate change again, butterflies, I find butterflies are really very fussy. Fussy in a sense, I call them fussy because they don't, if the temperatures drop down or something which is not good, they just leave. And I'm like that. I don't like it, I just leave, like butterfly. So butterflies are fussy, and they leave the place because that's not conducive to their need. They are not, that is not their niche. And that's why they migrate to a better place. So that is what has triggered them as one of the climate change scientists to actually study butterflies also, because that's very important. Like I was in corporate, I saw those butterflies coming from high altitude when the temperature started dropping. And the next day, the butterflies were gone when the temperatures were rising again. So all these kind of observations help in monitoring climate changes and certain weather changes. And butterflies can tell you what's going wrong. If they're flying around you, that means all is well. If they stop flying around you, that means something is really wrong around in the environment. So, and conservation is with people, local people. It's not sitting in the cities and we do with giving big ideas, but it has to go to the wild places and to the people who share forest, who are partners, and make people partners in conservation, the local people. So whenever you are, a lot of people come with the projects to me. I said, you design a project where local people are partners and they are going to benefit out of it. Of course, we don't have butterfly farming in India, but there are elsewhere like Papua New Guinea, Thailand, and in Africa also, they have benefited from butterfly farming. I am an advocate of butterfly farming because butterfly are actually a renewable resource, and that can possibly help in conserving butterflies also in butterfly habitats. Because when people, and we have got a lot of people, it's not Africa. India has got a lot of people, and we have got a lot of poor people. If they start benefiting from butterflies, they will protect it. That's it. And then it comes is ecotourism. Of course, with the COVID situation now, we have tourism is really gone down, but ecotourism for butterflies, just like birds, has got immense potential. I'm telling you, and for that you require just what you have learned. See, you don't have to spend money over it because you have gathered this information, all this identification of butterflies, knowing their habits, knowing their season, and places where you can find them. That is your capital. So, guys, if you know your butterflies, you advertise, you can start a touring company and take people, and it's quite good money. See, like guy from Bhutan, Sonam Dorji, I went with him, and then I encouraged. Now he's doing tours, and then we have Antonio, all from the Italian guy in Thailand doing. He's doing international tours. So this is what, and India is a paradise for butterflies. Yeah, so there's so much of potential. So we have so much of options here, and then career in establishing butterfly gardens for guys who are good at gardening, landscaping, designing. You can actually do good. There are a lot of corporates who are coming out now, and they want to do a butterfly. Corporates, government bodies, they many times they approach us also, and we are also doing it. So they approach, and they are actually offering good money to do butterfly gardens. And you can just, if you have good knowledge of food plants, nectar plants, you have it. That's your capital. And no school or no college teaches you
Padmajandi said that
all this.
when Ganesh Chaturthi holidays will come, she will try to come to Anand.
Sorry, somebody has to mute their mic. Sorry. So basically, this is what actually butterflies are. Actually, butterflies just okay. We have been chasing butterflies, but there's a lot more serious business we have, and butterflies are certainly going to help us in shaping our careers, our futures, if you can, especially the youngsters who are really keen. And I'm telling you, if you are really interested in butterflies and you are going to want to pursue it, you will make it a success. I did it. I followed my heart, and I would say just follow your heart and you will make it and you will succeed. So thank you, friends, so much. And I herewith declare the big butterfly month as to start with the big bang. Thank you so much, and best wishes to all the team. And let's have lot more fun than last year. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. A few very important points from your talk. One, that follow your heart. If you have passion for butterflies, you can take it into a business. You can take it into community outreach. You can take it into education. You can do research. Lots of avenues now opening up.
Yes.
Plus, sir, very importantly, you said that people in Northeast, it's not about people sitting in the cities doing conservation work. We have to reach all corners of India, and that is why that's the primary aim of such a program, Big Butterfly Month 21, because we want all, you see a lot of logos here of different organizations. They're not just big organized organizations doing great research or internationally recognized organizations put there just for having big logos. This is actually a inception of a monitoring network where people, organizations working at grassroots level, be it Nagaland, be it Uttarakhand, they're all joining in with whatever resources they have, pooling them together to get this thing, to get the show going on. So with that said, let me move on to the next part of our presentation today. Let me begin today by telling you about the journey of the Big Butterfly Month. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Can we have it in full screen, please?
Sure. Okay, so like you all know, this is a citizen science program with what I already mentioned, trying to get people from all corners of India together to spread the message of awareness around butterflies, their conservation, and how to go about actually doing that. Be it data collection, be it formation of habitats, using all the tools in our arsenal to actually reach out to people, new people, get them interested in butterflies, educate them about ecologically sound methods of making habitats, tell them how to collect data and how they can be part of this conservation science movement. They can contribute to science. Like I always say, scientist is somebody who contributes to the knowledge base, the scientific knowledge that is already existing. So we, as normal citizens, have an opportunity to do just that. And Our journey of Big Butterfly Month actually began in 2017 when we started out with a program called Delhi Butterfly Month, in which we got people from all over Delhi NCR to come together to do programs, to do butterfly walks, to actually count the number of species that are there in Delhi. With this, 2018 became the second year, and we started building habitats. We started a project called the Delhi Butterfly Corridor, in which we are building habitats which are going to augment the green spaces already existing in our metropolitan city. And till now, we have made about 67 such parks. They are in schools, in hospitals, in college campuses, with RWO colonies. A lot of work has gone into it. 2019, a lot of other states started sending us their own data. People from outside of Delhi NCR wanted to contribute and wanted to join this conservation action, which led us to 2020. When 2020 we were faced with the problem, corona pandemic was everywhere, the first wave was around, and uh, we actually didn't know how to proceed further, how to make this program go forward in 2020. But more and more people wanted to come together. They said they want to take this program from Delhi to all across the country. So Big Butterfly Month India was successful. Uh, this is the map of the butterfly corridor. I wanted to keep it here. This is Delhi. I wanted to keep it here because our theme for this 2021 BBM is making habitats. So just to show you guys here, Delhi has a lot of ridge area, forest area, and Yamuna flowing through it, some wetlands. But all these forest patches are discrete and not connected. We thought, why not bring about uh, a lot of small habitats which could, uh, in theory, connect all our discrete forests and get people involved. The biggest thing that I personally have observed uh, doing this program is that a lot of people are interested in some action, conservation actions. A lot of people are interested in gardening. And this is a great resource to tap into. People teachers have used butterfly gardens in their school to run programs with their students. Uh, Senior citizens have used such butterfly parks to connect with the forest department and you know uh, uh, get to know the laws and the ways and government support that is there to actually build such habitats. So it has been a quite a butterfly corridor has been a good partnership where butterfly conservation is built around local guardians, and I feel these local guardians are really important in taking our message forward. Since we started in 2017, we could make the first checklist after 1980s for Delhi state. There was some work done in 1986. After that, there wasn't an authoritative list, which was compiled for the first uh, butterfly month. After that, we've been adding locations where we do study these butterfly for counts. Like you can see, from 14 we went to around 50. 1.5 lakh people have participated in Big Butterfly Month, Delhi Butterfly Month since 2017. And 2019, we had 6 states, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal joining in. In 2020, we covered 28 states and 4 union territories. If I'm not wrong, Tripura was a state we left out. Uh, Actually, we didn't leave out. We couldn't find people regional partners from the said state, and Andaman and Damandiu were also left, as far as I know. Main thrust of BBM, apart from collecting data, uploading that data on web portals, is actual awareness and education programs. We have done over 150 schools and about 105 colleges. I know there's a long way to go, but the numbers that I see are really encouraging, and I hope this year a lot of regional partners will take this opportunity and reach out to their local schools, their local colleges to do such programs. We need to get to as many people as we can, and the younger they are, the better. They have an open mind, they have a longer life, and they will be here as custodians of our lovely butterflies for years and years to come. These are some of the programs that we have conducted in during these few years. We have done walks, we have done photography workshops, we have done habitat creation, gardening workshops, origami workshops, games like Walk Like a Caterpillar. We have had experts from all over India coming to Delhi to help our group enhance their capacity and knowledge. Here you can see Peter Sir giving a lecture to a group of young participants. We also, with Delhi Butterfly Month, try to have publications, checklists, which people can use and try to distribute it freely amongst all people participating. This has been the thrust of Big Butterfly Month, and this is the journey of how Delhi Butterfly Month turned into Big Butterfly Month. We have a lot of partners now, a lot of guidance, expert guidance, and a clear vision on how and where we want to take this monitoring network. A big part of that is how we are collecting data, which portals we are using for collection of said data, and how we want to plan our accounts and what we can do with this data going forward. So with that said, I would like to invite Dr. Vijay Bhave, who is a postdoctoral researcher and has been with Big Butterfly Month since its inception. He's a pioneer in making networks like our network. He's worked on lots of citizen science programs, be it spider, be it dragonflies, be it moths. So we are happy to have him here. Talk to us about the data that we compiled last year. With him, we have Dr. Krushnamegh Kunte, who's an associate professor in NCBS, the principal investigator for the biodiversity lab. Again, a pioneer in the field of data collection. He was instrumental in starting I Found Butterflies and Butterflies of India website, which is, I must say, an excellent resource for all butterfly lovers. I know from school kids to actual researchers using it and its various powerful tools to help them in their work or just help them enjoy the joy of watching butterflies. With that, Vijay, over to you.
Thank you. I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes.
So I'll just briefly go over some of the numbers, basically, like what we did last year, how much impact we had, and then we'll also talk a little bit about what we expect to happen this year. So last year, in terms of reach and observations, we actually recorded 31,000 butterflies counted or photographed and posted across India. And last year we had 50 partner organizations which helped us reach out. It's really impossible to really reach out across the country without all these wonderful partners. So I would like to thank the partners to help us reach out to all the corners of the country. So in terms of participation, estimated 50,000 people either participated in counting the butterflies or talks or different educational programs. So there were 77 educational programs which happened across, and then more than 500 species were recorded during this 1 month in last year, September. So in terms of expert talks, there were 59 talks organized in 9 different languages. There was a big photography contest where about 1,000 people participated in that, and there were more than 20,000 photo submissions on different portals. What are these portals? I will get to that soon. In terms of the coverage across the country, as Sohail was just pointing out, we reached out to 27 states and 5 union territories. There are very few pockets that still remain to be reached out, and will definitely have people contributing from that regions. We already contacted some organizations and people there. And then just like a brief summary map kind of showing how many species were recorded from each of the states and union territories. And this map kind of briefly shows that. If you look for Big Butterfly Month, you will find a link to this map, or we can share that link to the map and the last year's report also. So this has mostly been like a really wonderful way to go one step beyond just looking at or chasing butterflies. What we are trying to do is systematically document them in different parts of India, and we also really tried on a nationwide level for the first time with Krushnnamegh's stewardship and inputs, the butterfly counts. And Krushnamegh, it will be really nice to have a really brief idea on what exactly these counts are and what is the importance of posting these records on different biodiversity portals.
Sure. Can you move to the next slide?
Yeah.
All right. Can people see me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Interestingly, I can't see myself. So,
Okay.
okay, now I can see myself. And as you can see, I'm in Ladakh right now, or rather, I was last month. I spent a fantastic time. That is what you see in the background. So I'm very happy to see this Big Butterfly Month grow into a data-centric activity as well. As you know, everybody loves butterflies. A lot of people watch and photograph butterflies. We have been doing it for lots and lots of time. As Isaac sir said, some of us have been doing it for 20, 30, or more than 30 years. So it's been very nice to see that people have become slightly more serious from just photographing butterflies to now collecting data and also wanting to collect data. It's not only sufficient that people only watch things and generate information, but unless that generation comes together in a slightly larger platform and is available to everybody, we are losing on something as a community resource. So with that, we actually, or rather Vijay started some online email groups long time ago, which morphed into our Butterflies of India website. But since then, in the last decade or so, we have several important resources, several important platforms arise. And these are all what can be called now citizen science platforms. I Found Butterflies is, I think, the oldest of them. It started in 2009. The idea was seeded then. And in 2010, we launched it. It's called I Found Butterflies, which stands for Indian Foundation for Butterflies, which was an informal group we all formed that year, 2009. And since then, we had this website. It has more than 113,000 observations so far, all curated images of butterflies with a lot of information given about each photograph that is up there. So it's a fantastic resource. It also has checklists of larvalose plants and a bunch of other information about predation, other migration, other parts of biology, other kinds of biology of butterflies. The second platform listed here is indiabiodiversity.org. This is the India Biodiversity portal spearheaded by Prabhakar and others. And Thomas is someone who you will hear from in the next few days in the context of Big Butterfly Month. So that's a big consortium led by many institutions. And in some sense, I Found Butterflies has also contributed to that early on. This is another national citizen science platform where a lot of data are consolidated. On I Found Butterflies, we have websites only on a few groups, 8 groups, which includes butterflies, moths, cicadas, dragonflies. These websites are doing really well. indiabiodiversity.org has all the species, but their strengths are in certain areas. But it's a nice platform. And then iNaturalist is not an Indian platform, but it's a global platform which has been doing really well. And in the last 4 or 5 years, it has particularly come up very well. One big strength of iNaturalist is that it's a user-driven community citizen science platform. So all the observations get published right away, but then peer review and then confirming of identifications and so on might take some time. So these are 3 main platforms, very popular platforms, which we see, and these are the ones that we are using. All of these take image-based contribution. So if you have any image, whether the image quality is great or not, doesn't matter. As long as we can identify a butterfly species in your images, that should be fine. So if you have any images, please upload them. Don't worry about how common the butterfly is. In fact, if it's a common butterfly, we want more and more images of that. One great butterfly biologist, Dick Wainwright, said something really nice to me many years ago. In terms of work that we can do and what we can understand from contributing observations, which is that what is it that common species can tell us, which only rare species can't tell. So it's really interesting that common species, because they're common, we can get more data. And if there are any patterns of occurrence of impacts of climate change, habitat alterations, data on common species are more important. So please upload your observations from your backyards, from the common species to these platforms. I think it will help us grow our data sets into something from which we can look for patterns of population trends, of larval host plant use, of predation events, plant nectar, nectar plant associations. So there's a bunch of things that we can extract from this kind of data sets. So, and then the second thing, which I'm going to talk very briefly about, there'll be a full-blown talk next Saturday at 7 o'clock, and then a walk on Sunday, where I'll demonstrate this method that we have developed called 30-minute counts. It's a time constrained method, meaning that we keep 30 minutes as a constant time and count all the butterflies that we see in this. This is something that I've been experimenting with since 1997, actually. So more than nearly 25 years ago, actually. And since then, it has been refined quite a bit. Since 2007-8, we have been doing this all over the country, wherever we go. This is the main way in which we collect data. In Bangalore, about 9 years ago, 9.5 years ago, Rohit Kirotra and others at Bangalore Butterfly Club started counting butterflies using this method. And then for the last 9.5 years, we have nearly uninterrupted data using 30-minute counts. So it's a very standard method, a very powerful method. There is a video available on YouTube, and you can download it. You can see it, and that will explain exactly how this is taken if you're going to take this within the next week. But again, next Saturday, I'll give a presentation about 30-minute counts and then show you how this is done. So if you have any space around you, it could be a public park, it could be a small forest patch or a grassland near where you live, could be something outside the town, something which is easily accessible. Please go there at least one day in this month and then count butterflies using this particular method. It will generate a lot of valuable data, which, unlike individual observations, which you can contribute to these first 3 platforms that I mentioned, 30-minute counts, the big advantage there is that all our data, when combined together, can be compared. And that can be done for a long time as well. I'll talk more about this on Saturday. So if you're going to find any patterns, the kind of strength, the kind of, rather than strength, the kind of power it gives you to analyze trends, it's just unmatched. So we as a country really need to do this. So please download the, we have one electronic file which you can download, in which you can directly enter data. So please download this file and then start counting butterflies. Tomorrow is Sunday, a very good day to start your counts. And if you have any questions, drop me an email or call me or Vijay, and we'll coordinate answers perhaps in a separate session as well. Yeah. Vijay, is there anything else you want to add?
I think that is what I would like to highlight is someone is really wanting to start counts and don't want to wait till next Saturday. Last year's talk that Krushnamegh gave about counts is on YouTube. If you look for Big Butterfly Month YouTube channel, you will find that, and that will give you at least a good idea of what needs to be done in counts. So that could be a place to start with if you want to do it from today till next Saturday. Otherwise, next Saturday you attend the talk and then you have remaining 15 days to do as many counts as you want.
In fact, I would say that maybe stay up online a little bit later today, watch that video so that you can do your first butterfly count tomorrow, which is a lot of fun. I really enjoy those. And I'm pretty sure you will enjoy them, taking these counts too. So you can watch video tonight, and then maybe next Saturday we can have an even more involved discussion about why we take 30-minute counts, how to take them best, and what to do with them.
Yes, and we'll try to answer a few questions today, but all our channels like our Facebook, and we have several WhatsApp groups, and all the channels are open. If you have any questions, just send them there, and I will make sure that those questions are directed to the right people so you get the answers. I think that is what we wanted to talk about the data, and then I'll pass it back to Sohail again.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you, Krushnamegh. That was really enlightening. I think the response was really good, especially for the half an hour counts. It was more than we expected, and people were really enthusiastic and really, even with the corona restrictions, trying to get to places to do these counts. So, like you said, Krushnamegh, with your talk, it's a great talk. We got a great response last year. It's up on YouTube, and you can also catch Krushnamegh next week for a similar this thing, but with a twist. He's going to actually this time go into the field and do a run through for us. So exciting things planned. Thank you, Vijay. Thank you, Krushnamegh, for this neat explanation of how and what we are going to do with the data and how it turned out this year. With that, I would like to go into what we have planned for Big Butterfly Month 2021. I've started sharing my screen. Is that visible?
Yes.
Okay, so like you can see, Big Butterfly 2021, Big Butterfly Month 2021. The theme this year is habitats for butterflies. We're also going to do a lot of engagement. I'm going to run you through a few salient points before we open it up to question answers. So, as our theme is habitat creation, we're going to do weekend programs all through the month. These are going to be small group interactions. We have a group of volunteers, actually experts in their field, in making habitats, from large scale projects to small terrace gardens. This team is working hard to create such interactive workshops and workflow and study material for the same. What we intend to do is we intend to have on the ground implementations of these projects and try and come up by next year, try and come up with actual on-site examples of people getting together, finding out resources and implementing such projects, such habitats. And I hope for next year we could invite people who have built habitats and have a session where they could share their experience and how they went about doing it, and maybe award the first three best habitats prize for next year. And also we're going to do big butterfly month certified habitats, so there'll be more information coming about this as we go ahead with the month. Apart from that, we have national contests on butterfly photography, videography, and life cycle. Life cycle is one of my favorites. It's a good way for people to actually see the change, see the metamorphosis, see how butterfly actually becomes one. And we had a great response last year. Apart from these national contests, we will also be uh, doing a lot of regional contests. Our partners have already started out with their social media campaign about these contests. So we're going to have contests from regional partners where you all participants are welcome, and they are. I would urge entries not just for national contests, for regional contests also. This is a way to get to know your regional uh, conservation leaders. This is a way to connect with different organizations which are not in your region. So uh, do follow and get to know about these regional contests as well. This has been already covered. We are going to have uploading. We're going to urge people to upload records and observations, like has already been mentioned by Krushnamegh, Kunte, and Vijay Bhave. The three web portals we are focusing on are Butterflies of India, Biodiversity India portal, and iNaturalist. Uh, Apart from this, yes, the butterfly count, the half an hour, 30-minute counts are going to be very, very crucial and good fun. We're also going to have a whole month of regional talks. These have also started. People have started posting on social media about these regional talks. These talks are going to be on butterfly ecology, on art related to butterfly, how to document butterflies in a scientific way, rigorous documentation, how to do outreach programs, and different sort of outreach programs are also planned. And we also are going to have talks on scientific writing and how people can, citizens of our country can start their journey by writing short notes or a few papers, how easy that is, what resources are needed, where they can submit all this data. All of that is going to be covered in these regional talks. We have a event calendar up at Diversity India website. You can check out how it looks here. You can check out the website after the talk, and this is slowly going to be populated. I took this screenshot last week. Uh, all the regional partners are going to be adding their events onto this calendar, and this calendar of course can be found on Diversity India, and anybody who wants to join any sort of program any at their convenient time, they can look it up here. A good way to see and plan out which sessions you would like to take, which sessions you would like to participate in, and what looks good for the coming month. We have also a new feature which pertains mostly to our partners, which we are calling a community dashboard. This dashboard will be a support system for all the regional partners. We are going to try and share our expertise, education material, and try and augment gaps in maybe capacity or in material that regional partners might not have. We want a system where such sharing, open sharing could be done, and people from different regions helping out people in different regions of the country. So very excited about this community dashboard. All these steps are leading up to a network which, as we go through the years, will become stronger and stronger. Uh, like Vijay was saying, we have a lot of social media handles. There are a lot of WhatsApp groups, but main places where you can catch us is on Twitter. We have BBM India. Instagram, we have an Instagram handle, Butterfly Month India. We have a Facebook page called Butterfly Month India again. And the YouTube channel that has been mentioned a few more times is Big Butterfly Month India. Do check out the YouTube channel because all the talks from last year are there. So it's a great resource, not for just for the month, for the whole year. You can keep going back to, I definitely do it lots of times. You can keep going back to these videos and refreshing your knowledge as you go along. And of course, you can write to us at bigbutterflymonth@gmail.com. We will try and get back to you as soon as possible and try and answer all your queries or questions that you might have. With that, I would stop sharing and open it up to questions. You can direct these questions to Krushnamegh, Vijay, or me, depending on the sort of question you might have. There's some chatter going in the chat room. Let's bring that out. If somebody has questions at this point of time, it'll be great to hear from you guys too. Questions or suggestions of any kind.
Hosts, whoever has the access, can you please keep an eye on Facebook and elsewhere and choose questions that you can ask us? I think
Sure.
that will direct it towards the right person so that we can answer them.
Sure, we have an eye on the Facebook page. If some question does come, we'll let you know. Is there something here people would want to know?
No, sir, there are no questions on Facebook as of now.
Yes. So Seema Gupta has her hand raised.
Yeah. So the question I have is, I'm pretty new to this, so I've just got all the websites and the sites in the areas that you've mentioned. I intend to go there, but is there something also planned in terms of? So I was hearing about this walk that you have next week, something that I can experience as well, not just research on my own, but experience something on the ground, so to
Yes,
speak. And
Seema, if I may ask, where are you located?
I'm in Delhi, East Delhi.
Oh, Delhi, we have a few walks planned. So you will find them on the calendar, or you can follow us on Conservation Education Center, ABWLS on Facebook. You'll see all the updates there.
Sure.
So we have mostly weekend walks planned, and as you are completely right about this thing, online programs are one thing, but experiencing it live is another. And yes, with keeping in mind the corona pandemic restrictions, I think we're going to have a lot of walks this year.
Great. Thanks. I hope to join you.
Thank you, Seema. There some chat.
So there was a question about sharing the slides. So most of the 2020 report slides are already posted on all social media. And more updates will keep coming through. So wherever you heard about this talk, probably the same place you will also get a lot of updates.
There is a question on the chat group by Pranav. It says, can we upload our observations collected through data sheets even after this big butterfly month 2021 is over? Krushnamegh, would you like to answer this one?
So, Pranav, what we are doing is we are actually, like Bangalore, we are going to start collecting data everywhere. So hold on to those observations, and we would like to collect those. But for Big Butterfly Month, we have decided that we are going to do this for this month. But I'm glad that you want to do this beyond the month, and we will announce probably in the next few weeks a particular system to collect it beyond the month as well. So stay tuned, and we'll pass on the information. But we would like it if a lot of people actually continue beyond Big Butterfly Month. But let's focus on this month for now, since our meeting is.
Yes.
And then stay tuned. Maybe next Saturday itself, I'll give you some more information about this, and I'll tell you ways to get these things organized.
Thank you, Krushnamegh. There's another question by Alok Kumar. It says he's been, I think, photographing lots of butterflies, 12 to 13 different butterflies. But his question is, many butterfly are not stable, so he's not able to get a great picture. How can he manage this? So I'll answer, like Krushnamegh said, you don't need a great picture to upload your observations. And I'll let Isaac sir answer the question of how you can get stable shots of these butterflies. Isaac sir, if you're there, please. Patience is the key.
Isaac sir is muted.
Isaac sir, you're on mute, I think, or you're not audible.
Hello, hello.
Yes, yes, sir, you're audible now.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, sir,
Okay,
you're audible now.
You have.
So you're going in and out.
Can I quickly step in then? Unless there's some photographer who would like to mention how to do this.
Please, Krushnamegh.
Yeah. So Alok, what you can do is the best thing, as Isaac sir was saying, is patience. Instead of chasing butterflies, if you choose a good spot, let's say a mud puddling spot or a patch of plants with lots of flowers to which butterflies might come, hang on there and let butterflies come to you. I think that's the best way to photograph butterflies, because when they come to you, they're not afraid because you're not moving too much. And then they come to this patch which they really want to go to, and then you take pictures. I think that's the best. Another thing you should try to do is, if you don't have a DSLR camera, which focuses a little bit faster, again, identify patches where butterflies might land, and that might give you a little bit better images. So last week, I was in Delhi at Asola, where Sohail had organized a program. And there's a small nursery where a lot of butterflies come to breed and feed. It's an open area, so you can go to such places where butterflies are known to occur in pretty good abundance. And then that will be the best way to photograph.
Thank you, Krushnamegh. There's another question here. I think, Vijay, you could take this. Can we get data sheets for counting the butterflies? So it'll be a good idea to put these data sheets on the chat if people want to get it from there.
Yes, data sheets are available, and I will share a link, as well as you can always get in touch if you are not able to use them. So.
Okay, there's another question. Thank you, Vijay. There's another question. How much area one can select for 15-minute counts?
30-minute counts.
The question says 15 per 30-minute counts. Yeah.
So there is no requirement for any certain area. It really depends on how many butterflies you see. If the density is pretty good, then even a small area is going to be okay. So I remember when you go to a place like Namdafa or Baksa, where there's a lot of mud puddling happening, I've often dreamed of going, several kilometers far away to a butterfly spot. And it will be 2 or 3 or 4 o'clock in the late afternoon. before we have even passed 500 meters, because there's so many butterflies from where we live, right? So it really depends on butterfly density. If butterfly density is low, then you might walk several kilometers, and not several kilometers, but perhaps a kilometer in 30 minutes, perhaps more than that. But typically, area is not important in 30-minute counts. So instead of in transect lines, area, as well as in most cases, time is also constrained. You define area and time beforehand and then do the count there. But that's really hard to do in tropical areas or mountainous areas. And that is actually the reason why we started doing 30-minute counts. So in 30-minute counts, time is the unit, area is not the unit. So keep that in mind. It's a good idea if you take GPS points at the beginning and end of the 30-minute count. And if you want to take even more rigorous notes, you can also note down the distance from your path where the butterfly is seen. There may be certain kind of analysis where that information could be useful, but area is really not the unit of measurement uh, for butterfly counts. Time constraint count is what we call it because of that. Yeah.
Thank you, Krushnamegh. There's another question. I think that'll be the last question for today. The question is, could you please provide some butterfly ID book PDF? So there's a book by Krushnamegh, Butterflies of Bangalore. I think there's a PDF out for that.
Yes.
It covers, I think, the 180 common species, 170 common species, which are seen around urban areas. So that should be good. There's also a book on Delhi by Shantanu, which covers 60 species. So there are lots of books like that. Maybe we can put them up on our social media handles for people to get. Krishna, what do you say?
So Hill, if you remind me, I'll send you the PDF file, or maybe I have already.
I have. You have. You have.
We can definitely put it up on the.
Yeah, it's a great resource.
So the PDF file which I've given you does not have all the information that's in the published copy that you also have, but it has all the species and has at least 2 images of each butterfly covered there. And these 180 species more or less cover the entire urban fauna of India. You can go to Mumbai, you can go to Bangalore, Mysore, Delhi,
Guwahati.
Unless you go to Rani or some other place. Inside cities, in city parks where most people are likely to take 30-minute counts, you will have nearly all the species covered in that PDF file. There are only two, three species in each city that this book won't have. For example, Delhi has lesser three-ring, which is not covered in that book because it doesn't occur in Bengaluru, or it doesn't have blue oak leaf, which occurs in Pune and Mumbai, but not in Bengaluru, and therefore it's not included. But apart from those species, you have nearly all the species that occur in urban and suburban areas. So we can circulate that PDF files freely. So we'll put it up on IFB, on BBM websites, and we'll also, I think, make it available on Facebook. So we'll do that within the next 1 or 2 days.
Great, Krishna, great. There are a lot of questions coming about the butterfly half-an-hour count. So I won't be taking all of them because Krushnamegh is going to cover all of it and more next week. So stay tuned, everybody. Of course, there's also the talk on YouTube you can see. Pretty self-explanatory the talk is. It's going to answer your questions, the 2-3 questions that you have here. With that, I think, Vijay, are there any other questions that we would like to take? Are there any that you can see that I might have missed out on?
I think we have covered most of it. And as I said, all our communication channels like Facebook, Twitter, everything is open. You can always pose us any question there, and we will definitely like to engage during Butterfly Month and even beyond. I mean, we are all butterfly lovers and we always like to talk about butterflies all the time.
Yes. So there's one question again for the on Facebook, which is again pertaining to uploading observations. Maua Sinha, I would urge you to join the session next week, which will give you a lot of clarity on what is going to happen with the counts. Yes, and there's another: keep ripe fruits on your terrace or garden, may butterflies gather for food. Yeah, yes. Dhananjay Divakar has said something about ripe fruits on terrace. They could act as fruit bait. We are going to cover that also in our workshops, gardening workshops, habitat creation, of what you can do at terraces, what you can do in large scale areas, and how you can develop such projects. So stay tuned for that also. With that, I think Vijay has posted all the links for the count, for the projects at India Biodiversity Portal, iNaturalist, and I Found Butterflies. Uh, with that, I think we can end today's session. I am really, really happy and delighted to see such a response. So many people coming for this launch. Uh, Launch is just the start of it. We didn't want to do anything big, put on a big show for launch and put all the energy into that, because a lot of work has to be done now, and I hope there's going to be a great participation from everybody here today and watching us live on Facebook. I hope we just don't participate in uploading data, counting butterflies. We also participate in sharing our knowledge. It is essential and great fun to share what you learn and build this community stronger. The stronger the community is, the more people, informed citizenry, I keep using this word, is very important to bring about any changes. We can't rely on governments and institutions to make our environment better. We have to take serious steps right now, and the first step to any conservation work or action that can happen is getting to know your butterflies, getting to like them, getting to love them, and that's when actual caring for them or conservation can really start. With that, I would like to thank Isaac sir for being here, always motivating us, always supporting us. It's great to see you after such a long time. With Corona, we are all meeting virtually, and great to have you with us. I think participants who came in today would be happy to see you after such a long time. I would be really inspired by your words. Also, Dr. Vijay Bhave and Dr. Krushnamegh Kunte, thank you for a lively session on uh, where data science and butterfly conservation could meet and what are the exciting possibilities ahead. Waiting for all the new updates, all the new stuff that your team has planned. I think it's going to be a really exciting 1 month, and I'm glad to be here, privileged to share it all with you. And last but not the least, I would like to thank our participants, our regional partners, people who have started out, our first timers. They are really, that gives us real hope, because there is a very good, strong community of butterflyers, and we keep seeing them in different places. We keep meeting, we keep discussing butterflies. Whenever a shot of fresh blood comes in, it really motivates us. Makes us think that there is hope for the future. The work that is being done can be built upon, and hopefully we make it a better place for everybody and the future generations. So with that, I would like to end today's program, and really, really excited that all of you came here. Before ending, let me share our social media links once again. If you can, if you want, you can take a picture. Is this, yeah. So these are social media handles for everybody. If you want, you can take a picture. We will end the session now. As you guys leave, please take a picture and see you guys very soon. Get to the calendar, plan out your month. Happy butterflying and a very good night from all of us here today. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Happy butterflying.